Yeah, you can just pull up, just kind of be up. Hold on, let me get the camera. Takes a second to. All right, hello everybody, welcome. And
Far away.
all right, guys, let us know how the audio for today is. We're actually gonna turn off this. So first, let me go ahead and just post on Twitter. Let everyone know that we are live. So we might need to speak up a little bit. Hold on. Let me finish. 1 second. All right, so welcome everybody. Today we have Tom Huffman. So Tom, hello.
Hello.
Tom is the programmer on Manifold. Tom joined about 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately we cannot change the camera FOV, so we'll just have to sit
Rather like
closer together.
Yeah.
Hello, Lidzel, JW Game Dev, Major Idea, Garrett Polk, Jet User, Zeus Monolith. So we had some problems yesterday getting the build ready for E3, and there were basically, I think, a few problems. Like one, we started off, it turns out like one of the plugins we got, SR Debugger, it was, what was the issue there? Like yes, long hair is a requirement.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. We actually talked earlier, and you had to grow your hair out.
Yeah. It's been hard 2 weeks.
Right. So we had this problem where the menu system wasn't working in. We would just kind of go ahead and get the game kind of running in the background, but
Sure.
the menu for the game wasn't working. It was working fine on PC, but not on the PS4. And we couldn't figure out why, and we needed that because that's through the menu you can invert y-axis, skip levels, which is all very useful for the E3 demo. And it turned out I think there was this plugin SR Debugger that had a problem with in control. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically just taking priority over input, but only on console. So it was a nice little surprise. And only for menus.
Right, and that's it's not really their fault, right? Because that's not, I think they were not, they hadn't intended it to be made for, that thing was designed specifically for mobile, or primarily for mobile, and so that's, I think, one of the problems when you're making something for console with Unity is that a lot of the plugins, because they don't have, console dev kit licenses, it ends up being a bit of a problem. And then there was we had to rebuild the library, something got corrupted, and I think, what was the last bug that we had? Oh right, I deleted one of the volumetric. So if you guys know, I think we've gone over this before, but the way we build, the way the game is built at the beginning, so you'll see here that all the levels are loaded. And what happens is it's an optimized version of the level that's loaded. So that means that every level, if you make changes to the level and you don't generate the optimized version, you end up having some problems. And we had this, and all the bug was, all that it was spitting out was that there was
just an error somewhere loading. But
Right.
it didn't tell you where or why. It was just something was wrong, so you had to go in and check every level manually.
right.
Which is a pain in the ass.
The way we had to do it, so you can kind of see they're all getting loaded. right now it's,
Yeah,
it's
hi.
taking control. Hey, hi, scientist. Hello. Yeah, so if you're new, feel free to say hi, introduce yourself. We're just kind of going to talk today about some of the tech and some of kind of our plan moving forward with finishing the game. Hey, Alex Zacoder. Oh, you know what? Give me a second. Let me add Tom's... Are we getting... Looks like we're having a problem here.
Oh, nice.
Cube redux. Invert gravity cube.
That's new.
I think that's because one of them didn't get...
Rebuilt? Or
Yeah, I think it has to do with... it's like one of 3 scenes that's causing that problem. Hey! The guy beside me is Tom Huffman. Tom is the new programmer.
Other side, you can't see the hand.
So is it... actually, you know, let me add a new one. Text. Is it Tom Twitter? And it's...
Oh, like a footer.
yeah. What is it? Huffy Thompson?
Yeah, TOMSON.
Okay. And that's... Oops. Move that down here.
Yeah, that was a joke name that we made for a game I made a few years ago. I just kind of stuck with it.
Okay. Hey, Cool Mom. Hello. Cool Mom works for Twitch. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so today Tom is the programmer on Manifold. Tom joined about 2 weeks ago. So what we're doing is kind of talking about some of the problems that we've had. So yeah, like we had a problem. So yeah, you see right now, this like is not telling us. So we get something like this. We have there's no reference. We know there's a bug, but we don't know which scene it is. And the way we had to do it was we actually had to go through and we had to like uncheck all of these. First of all, I don't like that it's moved. But we had to like disable all of these and then output the build kind of with like
checking one on at a
checking
time.
one on at a time until we figured out where the problem was. And this is so this is like not obviously the right approach for how we want to. This stuff doesn't scale, and I think we're at this point moving in development where what's worked up until now is not going to work moving forward. Like there's going to be 40-something scenes. And yeah, I don't even know why this is not right. Like, I guess kind of right now I have to. I mean, I know that there's like it's either this or 51 since I just made changes, but like again, so see we're kind of doing that now where I'm disabling a few of them to try to figure stuff out. Well, thank you, Major Idea, for the hosting. Never as unless you're multi-type checking the sneaky null due to badass. Yeah. Well, it's and part of I think so. Okay, so we know it's not. Well, let's see if this loads. But
Yeah, hopefully. Then we know it's only in 1 of 2 spots.
right. Hold on. You know what? I'm actually even going to just take a second and audio.
Boost it.
Yeah. How do I boost?
Oh, I forget. I've used OBS, but
Oh, there we go. Let's just boost this up to 4. So I think that should be a little bit louder. We don't have to shout quite as much. But yeah, so anyway, so this is and I think a lot of the stuff that we talked about today, you know, we're starting to look at a save system. Like more debug processes, so we've been adding kind of more debug tools to the console.
yeah.
Well, no, to the PS4. So basically, we have this really cool feature because we don't have the debug console. We don't have this thing. Let me. My mouse is not. Yeah, working with 3 monitors gets tricky. So we don't have this like really cool debug console.
You can actually do it from here if you want to show it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you hold backspace
Backspace.
for
Okay.
5 seconds, you have to wait.
But then I need a.
You can type.
Oh, right. So I can type in.
You either do it from the controller, or I also put in Windows shortcuts as well.
Oh yeah, well no. So see, it's inputting it multiple times.
Yeah, it's not going to work on PC because that's actually not compiling out.
Okay.
But if I do this, if I hold it, get back up, and I type like clip.
Oh,
Yeah,
so see
so
now
now-
we can.
Now you have no clip.
Now we no clip.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is really cool. So yeah, like what we do on the PS4 is we hold down the touchpad for 10 seconds and then you can enter a sequence and then that lets you fly around. So that's one way of inputting like developer clips. And then how do we do the what's the other one that's that we just added today? The player state. Does that have a keyboard?
Oh, I think it's just.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
So
player.
see, this now is gonna, because we've been having some like weird bugs where, I guess we can also just use
Yeah, we can use the console.
yeah, we've got some hotkeys on the keyboard, but what this is doing is it's printing out a lot of information. So now I know, like, okay, I'm in gravity index orange, and we're gonna have. So Tom is adding a few things such as having the what like right orange the correct gravity index is, because yeah, we get some like weird bugs right now, I think due to gimbal locking, that have been really difficult.
Yeah.
That it's like really difficult to replicate.
Well, there's some math going between Euler angles and quaternions that is just a little funky. So we're doing a bunch of conversions, and we might lose some information in the conversion, which then causes things to lock, but only when, coming into a rotation or on an angle, or, going to a wall, stuff like that. But it's super hard to replicate.
And this, so yeah, anyway, that's, we have that going for us. Yeah, I can't even, yeah, it's one of the things where it's like, I want to have this show up so that when we see the bug, even on the PS4 build, I can quickly check out what the issue is.
Yeah, take like a screenshot or something. And
so what else we got working on? So the start screen's a bit of it. So yeah, kind of these like more debug things, joystick debug.
some optimization.
Optimization, yeah, like, okay, so we can talk about that, and maybe you were, some of the stuff you were telling me about. All right, so actually, you know what, why don't I take a second and let's just, while we're here, figure out which scene has the missing
Or not building.
no, we don't need to build, yeah.
I don't know if it runs through optimization when you build. I don't think so.
Yeah, and also there was the this is not Zeus Monolith's problem, but let's see, we had this bug. This is actually a good thing to be aware of. What did I save it at? Rotation. So yeah, we had this problem where this was showing up in our inspector even when it's not in debug, and actually it turned out there was a bit of an editor script when you like get the component, the transform component.
Yeah. It's basically overriding every transform to, instead of show Euler angles, which are nice to read, to show quaternions instead. So it's just confusing. We didn't know why it was happening, and it wasn't happening on my end. So that's why we were able to find it pretty much.
Yeah, because I hadn't checked that that editor script into the Perforce source. And hey, hello, Certus. Welcome to the chat. I don't think I've seen you here before. So yeah, for those of you that are just joining us, we have Tom Huffman. Tom just joined the team about 2 weeks ago and is working as a programmer. So we got, okay, chain listener with no reference array. Looks like we know.
Yeah, it's something here.
Yeah, okay, so that looks like the world 011 bug. So yeah. It's still really... No, don't worry about it. It's not don't think of it as humiliating. I mean, like, we all make problems, and it's just yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a weird thing. I would not have expected Unity to do that. So yeah, all of it is just a learning experience, really. Okay, so I think we got this. I think part of it is like this really should just get moved out. Like, I don't know why it needs to be. Yeah, it doesn't have the chain. Oh no, so that should be one.
Yeah.
Ah, you know what? This is annoying because it should be. It's like we should just be moving this out here so that it's on the same layer and set dark mode placement and then apply without.
So
That's like the other thing where it's like if you apply the prefab and it's got like one with an empty one, then if you add more to it, it adds it on top. You know what I mean?
yeah, it gets a little weird. Then if you try to add a prefab to it, sometimes you can override all of them. So like,
Right.
if you can't do nested prefabs, and it'll
So yeah,
it's
now
work the way you want it to.
we gotta create. Hey, Flint Steel 7. I guess it would be the correct way. Hey, Lexi, hello. Yeah, Lexi. This is Lexi worked on Dust Force.
Oh, cool.
And is working. He's the guy that made the volumetric light system.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. The one we had to remove as well.
Yeah, yeah. So Lexi, we had some problems with the volumetric light. It was having some issues with the on the PS4, so we removed it, and then it actually caused a bug because like I just took out the script in the base versions, but I didn't generate the optimized with the script removed. It was really our own pipeline
Yeah.
problem.
That was on our end.
But yeah. Right, yeah. The thing that Zeus wrote was because we were like enabling and disabling objects, and it just takes a really long time. So let me actually just set up. Actually, I'll show you guys this because it's this is like a very typical thing where I make changes and then I got to go through and make sure that like all of them are. Because see, we updated the dark mode statue. Now this is out here. Oh, but it's got. Oh, interesting. It saved it.
Do those have next and a previous?
Yeah, they do.
That one doesn't.
Yeah. No, that one doesn't, because that one is that one's not that one's like an endpoint.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
So I think I do need to generate, because we changed. It's like we changed the prefab, and now we got to do. See, that's another problem, right? We should. Does this generate additive for all? I think this does it for everyone.
I don't think so.
No.
I think it only does the ones that are open.
Okay. Right. Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I was trying to get that to work. I just didn't trust it, so I stopped using it. It wasn't doing exactly what I thought it should.
Right.
So I was gonna look at that one as well once I
Yeah. I wonder if we should have one that's just generated for all of them.
in the build settings.
In the
Something
build
like that,
settings,
yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, it's like you update a prefab, and that prefab is updated in all the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like, now all the scenes are broken,
Yeah.
are off. Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of the stuff we're running into with. All right, it seems like Lexi's fixed it in the PS. Yeah, I think you sent it to some devs, and then they corrected that. All right. I saw you, Lexi, I saw you tweet about how it's really great when you have devs as playtesters because they end up fixing bugs for you or adding new features.
Mm-hmm. Or adding more bugs.
Adding more bugs, yes. Is this... Ah, okay, so this one's fixed too. Let's generate. So yeah, scene added.
That's not like the.
Ah, friend and foe. Yeah, they're guys working on Vane in New York and in Japan. Yes.
No, I was gonna say I don't like the verbiage on that.
The verbiage.
On the editor, on the when you go to Manifold Garden scene, and it's like build additive something something something. It's like not.
Oh yeah, we
I
should
always
probably change
look
that.
at those, and I'm like, I have no idea what that means, and I have to go to the function.
Yeah, yeah. Then I mean, that would probably this would be a good thing to change. OFX360, thanks for joining us. We are just, we're just kind of going through our plan for finishing Manifold Garden. By the way, if you guys have questions about the code, now Tom would be the guy to ask, because I'm not, I'm moving more and more away. Oh, what the hell? Oh, you know what it is? It's because I didn't check off this one in the
build settings.
In the build settings, yeah. So we have some very weird.
It should check that back on for you.
When you if it's a scene and you're playing it,
and you try and play it, because it does that. It adds it for you, so it should probably check it back for you if it's already added.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's kind of one of the problems that I feel the current workflow creates is like we have this, you have the scenes and then you have kind of the system that handles all the behind the scenes stuff, and sometimes when you don't set up the scene right, it messes up that manager, and then I have like no idea where things start.
I know there's a way to jump on whenever you get an error in Unity, and so you can print out more information. So hopefully I can figure out a way to kind of pinpoint, like, oh, this error was thrown as a common error. I can point back to which scene it's trying to work on.
Right.
While it's doing that, and we can print out exactly where it's happening, not just it's happening somewhere.
But we are getting a.
Oh, so it's that,
It is this scene.
Yeah, it has to be.
Oh, it's this is it doesn't have an owner, right? It needs the it needs this as the owner. So that was from Twitter. I've seen that you guys were having some what issues? Well, with PS4, we were saying, like, you know, some of the plugins that we've got kind of don't talk to each other, and we just have like a weird. Our pipeline right now doesn't tell us where. It tells us things are broken, but not where.
Yeah. And we had some issues with data serialization, so I'd make a change, like with the start scene or the required components scene.
Right.
Like every time I made an update, only some of it would come over. Force.
Oh yeah.
So like we had menus not showing up, but they were working fine on my end, and like Force says we're like 100% up to date.
Right.
Like it's not.
We have this scene called required components, which has all the UI separately in the game, and it was like when you moved one of the objects, for some reason we ended up getting like a missing script. So yeah. So let's talk about. Oh yeah, so there we go. Now we fixed it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we're not getting any errors now. Okay, so let's talk about that world 2.
Oh, the optimization for
the
it.
The optimization, and so let's talk about one of this. Yeah, and we don't know why that's happening. Like it's. Yeah, I don't know. I have the script. So let's talk about this World 2 problem.
I mean, they have one solution we could do now. It's going to be kind of tedious because you have to manually set every like pro builder object to I think it's called like no duplication or something like that tag. And then that will make it so it doesn't show up in the LOD version, but it will show up correctly in the main version of the scene. So we could do that. So if you click on something like just in the scene that's going to be static.
Yeah, like this?
Yeah, see it's tagged as environment?
Right.
If you tag that, you click on that tag, it's the bottom tag, no duplicate. So that will like only show up in the main version of the level, not in the LOD.
Oh. Wait, so this... Okay, let's talk about the problem. I was actually thinking about the serialization.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the...
Okay. So this is like one of the most complex levels in the game right now. And actually, let's go into... We'll just kind of brief people on the specific problem we are working on. So we're only going to load this one scene. For the radial symmetry thing, you might want to check out this curve modifier.
Which one is that?
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Oh, yeah, I was seeing that, actually. Yeah, I saw that GIF of Max Payne floating around.
Huh. Speaking of Max Payne, you know, the first one is on PS Now with the PS3 in the subscription.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I just saw it when I was looking at PS Now. It's actually kind of crazy how many games are on that.
Is that the streaming one?
That's a streaming one,
Okay,
yeah.
I've never used that.
There's like hundreds of games for $40 for 3 months. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Well, I was thinking it's bad because it makes me worried as a developer.
Yeah.
Like, how can you compete with... Like, they're not even that old. It's got all the Assassin's Creed games up until, like... I think up to 4, maybe?
Okay, yeah, so like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Not like last year's game or something.
But
like
I'm
that.
always
Yeah.
behind. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still... I thought 5 was the most recent one. And it's not.
What is the newest one called?
Syndicate?
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I forget. I lost track of that series a while ago.
Well, it's people talking about engines.
Oh, yeah. Engines have gotten a lot cheaper all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're all... Well, now Unity's changing that model. We'll see. They see what happens. Wow, this level takes a really... Okay, there we go. So...
I think Lumberyard's practically free at this point. Like,
I think it is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do royalties or not. I forget. I didn't look too much into it.
Yeah, Unity's basically doubled in price. Unity, the engine, not Assassin's Creed Unity. All right, so this is one of the levels that we've got, and you can see that the way this is laid out is basically there's kind of this like exterior area, and then on the inside there's a bunch of puzzles. Now, what we do is to create the LOD versions, which are the ones outside here, right? So you can see that there's a main...
Hundreds of things.
So this is... The like green box is where the main one is, and then these are all the duplicate objects that we create in order to... I think there's probably a number of things we can get away with. Like, I don't think it needs the corners drawn.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're right. Yeah, we're drawing the corners.
Yeah, you probably don't need to. You can almost get away with, because this level's so big, with setting your radius vector to 1.
I think in this one, I think these ones you can see. Yeah, like, so there's like a few tricks. We can change the radius so we're not rendering that much. So like, I think this one can get away with draw corners, and
what's the draw duplicates do?
it just doesn't draw any.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And Unreal over CryEngine. Have I considered VR in my game? I have, and I don't think we're gonna do it. Yes, so Zeus Monolith, that's exactly what he said, and we actually have it built in, so we just don't draw the corners. Now, I think, well, except the thing is, so like we have all this stuff here. Well, the issue is also that we're rendering all the stuff on the interior, which we don't need, and all the faces, and we can just go ahead and delete that. So the problem is that it's creating the LOD generation process. It's sort of automated, like it just takes whatever here is and merge it into meshes, deletes the colliders, and right now what we want to do for this level, and probably some other levels, is to be like, no, we want to manually create our LOD things.
Yeah, because we don't need as much detail.
And Starlight Skies, thanks for hosting. Sorry, you were saying?
We don't need as much detail in like the glass windows and everything like that. Like there could be much simpler versions. to get the same effect when like they're really far away.
Yeah, like I'm almost wondering if we don't need. I mean, we could just delete the back face on this, but maybe like, and we can remove the glass. Like we can delete the little mini steps in a few places.
Yeah.
This can get deleted because you basically don't see it, right? Like you're always looking at the duplicate. You'd be looking at it on the other side.
Yeah.
Too.
Can you actually click one of the mini steps?
Yeah, the mini steps is. Yeah. So for those of you just joining us, hello, Lost Thing, JS3, and Starlight Skies. This is Tom Huffman. Tom is the programmer on Manifold. And Tom joined about 2 weeks ago. And what we are doing is we're having so Tom lives in Chicago on the north side, but kind of we want to work in person like twice a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's look at the and Kill Screen was great. It was a really wonderful event. So yeah, this is our.
So their set is untagged, so they might not even be.
Well, no, they are. It's just it's a
everywhere.
parent object. Yeah. So you have this, and then we have the ghost steps.
Yeah, you could set those as don't. I already forget the tag name. Like don't duplicate or whatever.
But sometimes we do want it. You know, like I feel it's almost depending on where the level is. Like if I have the stairs here, where it's at that. You know, if it's like going to be right at the other side.
Oh, so as soon as you hit the edge, it's gonna like be
yeah, or like the stepwell level, you need to see the stairs,
okay,
the mini steps. Yeah.
Are these different because you don't render the mini steps, or do you?
These ones we do. Oh no, so we don't render the ghost steps.
Yeah, the ghost steps. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but the ghost steps aren't generated anyway.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Never mind.
It's just like I think for some of these, not the. Like it's like for some where it's far away, we can even just remove the steps completely and just have like this block. I did in fact hang out with Rami, and I'll be seeing him again, and at E3 next week. And what's Unity using updated? Not sure what people are talking about here. Some engine ILC22. Don't know.
Oh, that's Oh, I know what that is. I just forgot offhand.
Yeah, so I think setting up something like that. Where is our Trello board? PAX West. I don't know if I'm going to go to PAX West. Because I'm going to E3 and Sony is showing the game, so. I only had to buy plane ticket, whereas with E3, with PAX West, it would be around $8,000. So yeah, this is the problem, and we're trying to work on that. Oh, so now let's talk about the water system, and how that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Do we do anything?
No, we didn't do anything.
Yeah. It's just PAX West is very expensive, but hopefully Sony shows the game, and then I can go. All right, let's talk about. All right, so today we are going to be looking at. Well, let's just kind of go over the script for water. Yeah, Sony's showing it at E3, and then from E3 I take the red eye to Indie PopCon. But yeah, it's in the Sony section, and when you show with Sony, you basically after you show with Sony, you basically like don't want to show in any other format because it's like they load it onto the dev kit. It's got a beautiful TV. It's in like their kiosk, so it all looks really nice, and they handle setup and takedown for you. Let's turn off the audio. So there is our water. Do we have blocks here to play with?
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay. Oh, bless you.
Excuse me.
Certus accepted. Certus got accepted to what? Speaking about Expos, my game got accepted in BGS. Hey, congratulations! I don't think my game. Are you talking about is that big Brazilian indie game festival, or is that different? And by the way, congratulations. Well, why I don't Starlight Skies? You need to be coming to Indie PopCon. That is a Midwest tradition now, sort of. All right, let's add some blocks in here. Using world root. All right, let's hit play. BGS is more like a poor man's E3. When is BGS? I know. By the way, we need a console command to spawn blocks.
Oh yeah, that'd be useful.
Yeah, although I remember David said it was really tricky because it's the way we have to like remember blocks and gameplay, or how would that? Maybe there can be a pool. It should be like you should just have like an object. There's just like 10 blocks of each color that you can use, and it just like swaps between them. Like they're basically ready to go.
Yeah, that could work. Are you looking at that a little more? I haven't had to deal with spawning blocks too much.
But that's actually very, very useful. Like right now, hey, Sparkly Kids used to live in India and work volunteer all of the conventions, trying to get back in the groove since I moved. Well, Chicago's also got stuff. I know there's a Bit Bash. All right, so this is the water. So for those of you don't know, let's go do a brief overview. Water falls down. It actually loops because of... Oh, yeah, we need to get rid of these prompts, man. They're so annoying.
Oh, yeah. We should only be...
Yeah, so like you can pick up water and you can redirect it. So you can see the water is going to, well, there it's being blocked. But you can see the water comes back down from above because this stuff loops around. And right now we're not animating the flow of the water. We're just kind of like, you know, it just shows up, and like the way you can change these blocks to redirect based on the symbol at the top. And so it's like mostly there, but there's a bunch of bugs sometimes when it mostly has to do with the water going through portals.
Yeah.
Because then it needs to adapt to the new world wrapping in the other system.
Yeah, the way the water gets spawned on the other side of the portal is not being set up correctly. So it's basically just creating... We have like a water source block, and it just makes another one on the other side of the portal in the same orientation and everything as the other one that you put through. It just doesn't transfer any of the values over. So like world wrapping set to -1, so that it doesn't wrap at all. It doesn't like know anything else about anything. So like you can move the water and the water stays in the other world, so you can have water flowing from nowhere. It's weird.
Oh, right.
Oh, and then you can get through cracks and stuff.
Yeah, and you can also see there's this like... Yeah, the water texture is a work in progress placeholder. And yes, hello Burger Bites. Oh, and actually, Matthew, I want to show you, this is his new tool that Tom wrote. So if we do help, is it toggle, clamp, rotation. So
you can rotate.
If we are in... So now what we can do is we can actually rotate 90 degrees. So this is going to be useful, especially when we start doing the architecture dance video, because I think it just allows for like a little bit more freedom of motion. We can do like kind of these really cool spins, but anyway, let's disable. Oh, right, now we have
memory as well.
So that's very happy with that.
Yeah, so you can hit like 3 keys and you're back to where you were before.
Right, and all that stuff is going to save fingers. So, yeah, the water mechanic is good, but it's kind of causing some problems. I don't know if there. Do you have any? Is there any like weird tech stuff? I think the. So yeah, the other thing is like, we need, because of the water, everything needs to be box colliders. Like it can't deal with mesh colliders. I was wondering if you've seen that yet.
Yeah, I was looking at that. So the water actually works with mesh colliders, but not with our mesh colliders. Like the ones that we create for the level, it doesn't work with those.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was looking into that, and then the PS4 stuff happened, and I shelved it.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, because I was able to spawn new mesh colliders in the scene, and they would work like normal. But as soon as I tried to like interact with the LOD mesh, it would just clip right through it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just a complexity of the mesh problem or what. Yeah. It's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem we've got. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I gotta work with the motion sickness thing, but it just gives me a little bit more room to maneuver. Yeah, and by the way, so yeah, if you're new, feel free to say hi. Tell us a bit about yourself. We got a kind of a very good game development friendly crowd. What else is on our? So this is the water scene. What else we got? So yeah, we're setting up the itch.io. We're gonna start the beta testing stuff soon, so we don't. Yeah, do you have any ideas for? So like one of the things we want to have is when you hit when you're playtesting and you see a bug. It's stuff you should know. We will check that out because I know, like, right. So with playtesting. Oh, motion sickness. That's actually a really good thing. Like, we want to give people options for... There's, like, a bunch of things. So we got the rotation. When you're rotating, you can change, like, the curve. You can set that. And we'll have, like, a couple preset options. And then also if... For people who just can't deal with that at all. Like, it's not too bad because it's not... We lock it. So it's just, like, 90 degree that way. But for people who really can't handle that but still want to play the game, Burger Bites, thank you for the host. We will do it so it just like skips you. Like, I don't know if it's like a cut and then the boxes fall. The thing is that there's a time element. Like, the boxes need to fall during that 1 second. So, but we could do it where, I don't know if it like fades in, fades out, but you just wouldn't see the camera change.
Yeah. I mean, a fade might do it. Like a quarter-second fade out and back in when it's like done.
Stuff you should know. Yeah, we will. We're gonna check out that. Wait. Did Cool Mom worked on that? So stuff you should know. We will listen to this. Coming up. Hey, Quarentetrois. Hello, and folks. That's awesome. Well, everything is relative. I remember at PSX in 2014, and that was like, I had to haul 2 giant laptops there that were like a pound each, that were like a ton each, and nobody knew about the game. But yeah, welcome folks, and welcome Quarentetrois. So, what were we talking about just now before?
Water. Still.
Mesh colliders.
Yeah,
the debug for players. Oh, so motion sickness.
Right.
I want to have that where they can skip to that.
Yeah.
And also change FOV stuff. Like, we don't have that set up right now, but they're pretty simple. And we also want to... Right, so when people are playtesting, they should be able to change that to tweak what they like. We want to like sort out settings for players through the playtesters. And also, if they see a bug, they should be able to hit the hotkey and like it'll save all the necessary information, player rotation, player position, which level, how long they've been playing for, and then take a screenshot, connect all that together as like one bug report, and then they can also, like a text screen can pop up and they can type out what the bug was, right? And just make that like super easy. Quarentetrois is 43. No idea what that means. So yeah, that's like some of the stuff. I don't know, like with that, how would you do that?
The really tricky part is actually like sending the image. I've set up databases and stuff with something similar.
Yeah.
You basically just have to make a database like on your website or some host
Right.
That is that would just like host everything we need, like all the tables with here's the link to the image,
Right.
description, all of the all the information we want. And you can use there's actually a few ways you can do it to do the
Okay.
upload. Yeah, I've done it like a handful of ways where I just ping an HTTP request.
43.
Like
It's French. His username.
Oh.
43. I kept pronouncing it as Quarenter Troy. Even though I speak French. Oh. Maintenant je comprends. Okay, yeah, so just having a database in a website.
Yeah. It could be weird if we want to get it off of PS4.
I don't think we'll do
know.
PS4
Okay.
since we're really yeah, I would imagine a lot of the bugs are
You can do it on PC.
yeah, I think they're gonna share stuff.
Yeah.
And I think even yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, now I'm actually thinking because we would be using that for like technical bugs, but what if we had design things and just wanted people to, because like that's one of the problems with this game where it's really hard to describe
You're like what's happening where
you are,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering if maybe we can have like F9 for tech bugs and F11 F10 for or maybe like F1 and F9 and one is for design feedback where you're like
sure. I mean, you can
this
just
puzzle sucked.
yeah, you can just like tag the post or whatever, be like, oh, this is a bug.
Oh,
related
right,
thing,
right,
or
right.
this is,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I see.
design, or here's just a thing I hate.
Hey, Dario111, hello and welcome. So, where are we? Folks says used to work in AAA before, but switched to indie recently. Wow, congratulations! Yeah, that's I kind of wish we had some AAA experience. I don't know how much it applies, but I think just getting some perspective on like the production pipeline. All right, what else do we have? So that's like some of the debug stuff. Oh yeah, the double gravity tree. Have you had a chance to look at that stuff? Yeah, we haven't really had to work with it.
I glanced over it, like I read through it,
No.
like my first week, so I'm hazy,
Yeah, it's like mostly it's in the tree generator tool. Like we have that button that tells you to funwise, and it just like doesn't keep the rotation. It's like if you rotate them, it like offsets them
Oh, weird.
in a weird way. I think it's just like it's a pretty minor thing. What else do we have going on? Oh yeah, so that's the combined mesh tool. Anti-cube needs to be picked up
Yeah.
after combined mesh. So this would be one of the tools that we have for. Yeah, it's like where you have a really large scene, and I don't want to work on it. I mean, this actually might not work because I don't know if it saves since it leaves the box colliders behind. It might. Like I was thinking this would help because when I enable and disable the object, it wouldn't take as long and cause Unity to stall. But if it's leaving the box collider behind, it's still.
It's doing almost half of it then. Yeah, because if you're just combining the meshes,
Yeah.
and the renderers, then I mean that gets rid of two things, right? But not the box colliders.
Right, but I mean, would this
Yeah.
be like a significant time saver? Would that actually solve the problem of enabling and disabling objects taking a long time?
It would help. I
It
don't
would
know.
help?
It
Okay.
would completely get rid of
Yeah.
the issue.
Noah Burkholder, welcome. Yeah, we are actually. So this is Tom Huffman. Tom is the programmer on Manifold Guardian. Tom joined about 2 weeks ago, and we got the PS4 E3 build working. Kind of there were just some logistical
just weirdness.
Weird bugs, and then we got that, and now we're kind of just talking through what the plan is for the game. So, yeah, there's kind of this like QA debug scaling problem. Yeah, saving states and the start scene. Yeah, so like one of the things that we're talking about with the start scene, let's go to that. This is just kind of general discussion about the game.
Yeah, start scene's weird because it's everything about it's a special case.
Right.
So right now we're just kind of adding special cases all over the code to handle how all of this works. We really need to strip out all of it and make, this is special case, like this is start scene land.
Right,
it works
yeah.
differently. We're not worrying about everything else. We don't need to worry about cubes or trees or any of that stuff here. It's, totally different.
Yeah. So, okay, Folks used to actually. I think Folks was a engine dev, which I think is like a really solid training. So yeah, like Tom said, we because like the start scene is set up differently than all the others. Like all the scenes in the game have to be set up in one specific way, and then it all gets like processed the same way. You don't select colliders. You wouldn't have disabled colliders because you can just put them on a separate object. But then when you're moving them, you're still having that problem.
Yeah.
So anyway, but the start scene screen is set up differently because it's actually not a gameplay scene. But then it just means like in all the code, it's like you do this and then you gotta have but if start scene, don't do that. And you can notice a few problems. Like you'll notice the windows are missing. Like there are no because this is not. It's like we set up these mesh merge ones a long time ago, and now it's just we're still using it. And like there are two plans we want. One is that as you get farther into the game, so this is the opening level, and as you get farther into the game, the start screen is your the kind of what you're following through is your latest version. So I'm thinking like in each scene, then we would just set up. This is if during the start screen it would fall in this way, so we control the falling of each. Tom had a really cool idea, which is then you can go, which is a really cool intro, which is if you return to the game and you're in like a later level, when you hit begin, the way you would go back in the level is just the title would fade away and you'd fall in.
Yeah, you'd still just be in it. That might be weird for if you need to have the player go back to the room they were in.
Yeah, I was thinking
like
if they were like
yeah.
out, if they start off inside, which in some levels they don't get outside until they finish a bunch of puzzles, so that would break. And I think it would also we need to load the stuff before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, and like cube placement, like if you can't get back into a room because you have a cube locked somewhere, because some of the puzzles do that.
Yeah.
You might break the puzzle forever if you start them outside, not
right.
inside.
Yeah, and I think it might just be... It's like a really cool thing, but maybe we should just... Yeah, I think the inside-outside thing causes too many problems. And hello, Trinket Tom. That's another Chicago Tom. Mm-hmm. Actually, I thought I hired Trinket Tom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Trinket Tom's working on Battle Chef Brigade. And hello, Pepper Bull. Hey, 1, 2, 3. So we are working on this game called Manifold Garden. And maybe now would be a good time to kind of run through a quick intro of the game. What is a good level? I really like this one. And so this Tom Huffman is the programmer, and I'm doing kind of the design.
For
everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, this one looks cool.
Yeah, I really like this level.
Yeah.
Hey, RK Sanders, hello. Programmer, musician, trying to become an artist. And we had 52 viewers. Awesome.
Nice.
You know, it is, but actually I don't think it'll work for PSVR because of the performance demand.
Yeah, it'd be a bit rough.
Yeah. I think this one would be... So yeah, anyway, this game, you've seen Inception, you have the ability to change gravity. So actually, let's do that YouTube That there's a video there. Oh wait, no, that's not the one I was meant to post. But that's a video blog that talks about, kind of gives a quick intro. We've been doing more development videos. So like, oh, that looks so cool.
Oh, wait, when you get the worlds through the grid.
Oh yeah. But I mean, just looking at the grid and being able to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, the world changes. You can change gravity. It's really this motion that is problematic. But like, I feel like if we slowed this down, this would also be such a great start scene.
Oh
right?
yeah, that would be awesome.
Just like so, like if you get to this level and then just having that updated as you go. So yeah, it is. It's really the rotation that causes problems. But yeah. But anyway, I'm also really digging the way the light. We have some problem with light, by the way. I think
Well, the portals don't have shadows.
the portals don't have shadows. Yeah, so
Like
at some point we'll need to like improve that. But that's sort of. I think we're still at a point where we're just trying to get everything to be functional and tech working. But yeah. So this is the game, but yeah, I really love this scene. So what else do we have? Only on levels you don't break the inside-outside problem. Yeah, but then it's like, where do you start the player?
Yeah, you put them back like a level, or
yeah, we put them back, and I don't want to do that. Yeah. Actually, so one thing we were talking about audio-visual, maybe we can discuss that. If this is kind of this design conversation we were having at lunch.
Yeah, how you make this interesting in a gameplay way.
Right. So right now we kind of have it like such as this, and then when you to exit, you basically start moving backwards, and but
You can't tell.
yeah, it's hard to tell when you're moving backwards, and it's like, why would you do that? So we were thinking actually instead, what we could do is your joysticks, you can actually change, you can control the movement of this, and holding down any button, basically once you start touching a button, it like, we get this vignette start to collapse in, and then the longer you hold down, it's like any button starts to bring in a vignette, and if you hold down very long, then it like collapses in, and then that sends you out. So if you wanted to, you could just stay here forever. Yeah.
Yeah, until you're bored with it, basically.
Yeah. And then but so it's very much like panoramical.
Yeah.
Is kind of the inspiration where you can like just do crazy stuff, and we'd sync it up to the audio in some way. But I like to, and we can do, one of the ideas I have, especially is like when I was showing a kill screen, is just have this party mode where the thing, or like a screensaver mode where it just falls, like it just rotates, switches between a whole bunch of, like the bunch of the ones you unlocked will fall through the level. So like the farther you get in the game, you get more. This is like, yeah, it can be a feature creep. We don't want to get too carried away, but we do need this. Like, we do need this, but it's like, we're just trying to figure out the exit area. But maybe he's talking about the
screensaver mode.
The screensaver mode. Yeah, that's definitely feature creep. We'll
if that takes a day to implement, then maybe it's fine.
Yeah. It might even be something that we just do after it ships, where it's like, that'll be another news item.
Sure.
Hey, so this is it's not to new people. This is Tom Huffman, and Tom just joined as programmer about 2 weeks ago. So we are doing this. Tom lives in Chicago, but he's on the north side, but what we want to do is kind of twice a month have Tom come down. We'll work in person. Just very helpful. And right now we're kind of talking about. All right, so I need to send you the PC build. So one of the things we want to do today is just go over the PC build. So
yeah,
that
that way I
you
can have it and I can just play through it and look at everything and like take my own notes and see what are potential issues or what problems I'm having that you probably haven't seen or stuff
right.
like that.
So Tom is far from the freight train. What? So what else do we have? All right. Oh right, and so like we were having like talking about the tool that just checks that makes sure all the switches. Is that something that you can do though? Like to access, I guess you would just open up every scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would automatically open up all the scenes with the check marks and be like, check the Q switch if the line.
Yeah, I would have to do that. Hopefully, some of these things are set dynamically, like when the level loads. So that would be kind of interesting. Like I would have to figure out a good time to do that. It might be like go through everything, load everything, wait like a frame or something for a single update to happen. Because some of the stuff is set dynamically.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like it. That stuff gets a little harder to test, but like the lines and the doors should start set up correctly.
Right.
So
although you could do them in all the optimized versions, right?
Yeah, I should be able to do it.
Yeah, because then you can also just do it where it's like it checks, and if World 015 optimizes messed up, then I know it's just to go to World 015 and like fix that and build it out. Yeah. 2 people working on Manifold Garden right now.
It's the whole team.
Whole team, yeah. We do eventually need to. Then we've talked to audio people. We're waiting for the tech to get. Yeah, we were still like changing things and moving stuff around, and so we kind of have our plates full.
Do you want to do any tech tools like Wise or Fmod or anything like that?
I'm not sure. That's something you will have to look at.
Okay.
At some point. So I think this covers up pretty much all of this. I mean, I think the plan moving forward is like where we're almost done with a lot of the kind of features. We got so water is getting fixed up. We have the color changing beams. We've got the sphere and pipe mechanic. The world shrinking thing. So those still need to get implemented, and then there's just a bunch of stuff that needs to get like a bunch of gameplay mechanics that just need to get fixed up and improved, and like kind of I think the QA tools are gonna get like more for a while, and then we get that done, and then we're just like fixing bugs and kind of
making it it's a polish and bug fixing. Yes, stream ankles, there is water, so we are going to have the Steam store page set up soon so people can add the game to their wish list, and yeah, if you're new, and feel free to introduce yourself, and if you like the stream, remember to follow. We stream every weekday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But there won't be... Well, today we'll cut off a little early. But next week there won't be any streaming because I'll be off in E3 and Indie PopCon. So yeah. Can you think of like any QA dev debug stuff that we will want to... I mean, I think we were just kind of talking today, like being able to see all the different normals for what... Like having a kind of comparison or reference. Yeah, a reference point for where you're looking. Just to kind of help with that rotation bug that we're having. I don't know, I kind of need to run through and just, like, everything I can think of, just add. Because there's no point not adding it if it's, right there.
Right, exactly.
You never know what's going to help at some point.
Bricade, thank you for the follow, and... and do you know what kind of... I think one of the problems that we're having with the... and maybe we can do it in here, is... we will see. I will see. Maybe if Sony shows the game at PAX West, like I kind of want to. So there's some design. I kind of want to make this D-pad only, like the Souls games. But I think because our level select is like I think it's being generated dynamically that it
is,
doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, now I've, like, moved off and now I can't figure out. And it also, you'll notice when it comes, like, if I hit right again, it goes off and it doesn't know where it is. Like, because I think it's not explicitly remembering, like, you are to the right of me.
Yeah. I wonder if you actually pause it right now and click on it in the editor, because you might be not set up to auto do it.
Hey 123, thank you for the follow. And you'll also sometimes it doesn't select the.
It doesn't back out correctly.
Yeah, and it also doesn't. It loses like the default selected. You select this one? Which one?
Let's click in the console. I
So
think
it's the level select.
Yeah, just click one of the buttons. You should be able to, not one of the buttons. Where did it go? Yeah, click level select. Oh, I forget where that lives. There's normally, oh, here it is.
Oh no, I think isn't it just down there?
Yeah, automatic and visualize. So if you look at these lines, they're like going up to the console.
Oh, yeah. So that's what the problem is. Is it's selecting the console
Yeah.
when it really should go back. So why is that?
I think the console stays on, and so maybe that's why.
Oh, I see.
Because the console shouldn't be on right now. I don't know why it's on.
Oh, that
so now
explains
you're
it.
selecting something off screen.
Yeah.
Instead of selecting, somewhere around there.
Right. This navigation automatic, and it's like, how do we?
You have to use automatic. Like,
Yeah.
you could do it the other way where you're setting them manually. But
We
then
could
it's
always just.
tricky.
Can we just make it not? Oh, it's not because it's looping, right? It's because it's just
It's just it thinks it wants to
Yeah.
go up to the console.
So we need to fix that.
Yeah.
Um,
Because that's just annoying to like lose your cursor.
right. Yeah. So that looks like that, and yeah, eventually I think this whole thing would need to. We would need a UI overhaul. Just of course in the final release. Okay, so glad we got that issue solved. That I had no idea what was happening. Just disable the console when you're in menu.
Basically.
Yeah, something like that. How long? We've been working on this game for about 3 years now. Okay, well we got that fixed. So, anyway, I think that kind of covers up. Do we have other topics we want to talk about?
I can think of.
Yeah.
Cover most of it at least.
Yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much our plan is just like finishing up these few gameplay mechanics. I am sort of now at a point where it's like I can start designing a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to talk about the Portal Pathmaker. This is really good saving it here instead of taking up a full screen.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it like right now it's like the hallways. I don't know if that's the best way to be doing it. Should it just be like automating? You don't have to create the hallways when they're pretty.
Oh, like always don't exist. Like they just get generated.
I do
Pretty much.
create them, but it's kind of stupid because it's like
Yeah.
they're sort of expected, but then it just takes them so much space here.
Well, the hallways are weird because they have to like line up in the world with the other bit of level, you know.
Mhm.
And like I feel like hallways should be a little more dynamic than that, where you enter the hallway and it just is as long as it until it's finished loading or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, which is pretty quick, but like they're kind of annoying to like work with because if you don't set up exactly correctly, you can have colliders be an issue. Like when I was setting up, I had the back of the exit portal was was a collider that I could like walk into while I was in the hallway, and then it wouldn't. I would basically get trapped inside the hallway and couldn't leave.
Right. I mean, it's also just from this perspective, it's like it's taking so much space.
It is also, yeah.
And like, I don't know if these ones should just be bigger or they should be highlighted differently, but it's actually kind of hard to get a sense of how the whole game is set up. And there's also, I think, like, so right now, and this might be one way we can solve the portal problem, is that having the hallway having the ends of the hallway actually we'd actually recreate part of the level.
Oh yeah, have like
Just enough that you see out of the portal,
Mhm.
so that way, and we would just be teleporting you when you move over. There might be a problem with like boxes that are inside, but it's just enough. It just fakes it enough.
Yeah, because right now you can see forever outside the portal. Sometimes you can see like a ton of stuff when you're looking through.
Yeah.
Do you want something that like, obscures some of the vision?
Not
Like,
just
just
obscures,
look
but
at
like we would actually just recreate that geometry
Mhm.
in the portal.
Yeah, in like the hallway portal.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, instead of using the render texture to render into that other level, there'd
Mhm.
be no render texture, and it's like there's just actually geometry
Oh,
there
Yeah.
that looks like the other one, but we would just only create like that part that you were able to see out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, stuff like that could work. It just kind of it somewhat limits what a portal can do, which is I think is fine because right now they're like they have to be like basically outside and like have tons of room around them for them to work properly. But if we make a more dynamic like scene for them, that could work well.
yeah,
Unless you still want like the because right now you can walk like behind a portal and it has a cool little effect.
Yeah.
Where you can the portal's like infinitely thin, basically.
yeah,
Or it's like, it's one unit or something.
Right.
Yeah. Which is a cool effect, but I don't know how important it is to keep that.
yeah. The Ira Glass storytelling video is really cool. He's basically just saying like, have you seen that one?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's like he's just talking about how like anybody who's good at something, they basically everybody starts out being bad at something. You just got to keep working on it, and eventually you get good at it. And like don't get discouraged. You're like it's bad because like you have good taste, so you're like comparing yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, we're gonna wrap up the stream today. Now we've been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes, and we're gonna get back to work. But yeah, let me know how you guys like this format. Kind of us just this is just like the meeting between us, how we normally do it, and we are just Jernicus. By the way, thanks for all the photos. We did get the UI working, but we are gonna wrap up the stream now and get back to work. Since we're taking both of our time doing this, but yeah. So anyway, thank you all for stopping by. If you like the stream, remember to follow. Hey, and Tony, welcome. As we're just wrapping up, but I will be back on tomorrow and Friday. Next week there won't be a stream because I'll be off at E3 and Indie PopCon. And have a good rest of your Wednesday. All right, bye guys.
Yep.